Now, there's no doubt about it that a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have been very excited about the future of the Star Wars universe, not just by Jon, George, and Dave Filoni, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars universe that's all being led by Disney CEO Bob Chapek, that's allowing George, Jon, and Dave to do exactly as they please. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we already know that a lot of these key decisions will be rooted from taking a lot of elements from Star Wars Legends, as well as the existing Disney canon that's currently in the form of books, novels, and comics, etc., that's going to be implemented into the live-action animated shows. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have been very much excited about is exactly how Lucasfilm is going to use the character of Ahsoka Tano in the future Star Wars TV shows and projects as well out there. Now, we already know that Rosario Dawson has been having a big, fun time portraying the new character in the series and really making sure, to really keep it on point with the Star Wars Rebels way of how the character actually acts. And when you think about it like that in that sense, when you look at everything related to the Ahsoka Tano TV series and how Rosario Dawson has her own show, there are numerous other projects right now that are in the early development phase that's going to feature the return of Ahsoka Tano. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more intriguing has a lot to do with what Disney CEO Bob Chapek and, of course, the higher-ups, the executives, recently did for future Star Wars TV shows that are set to be based between both Episodes 3 and Episode 4. So with that being said, however, what's really exciting about all of this, and it could very well be something that a lot of fans are going to be skeptical about, and that's perfectly fine, but that has a lot to do with the recast of Ahsoka Tano. Now, with one of the sets for the Ahsoka series now being built for filming in July, that will include Hayden Christensen return as Anakin Skywalker, creators Jon and Dave are beginning to also work on new unannounced shows that will be revealed at this year's and next year's Star Wars Celebration event. Now, it's described, however, that many changes are being made behind the scenes by Disney CEO Bob Chapek, with many projects that will be based in between Episodes 3 and 4 that are set to feature Ahsoka Tano in her younger years. Now, initially, Rosario Dawson was attached to play the younger version of Ahsoka until they ran into issues that led them to replacing Rosario Dawson with Chloe Bennet. Now, however, now changes have been progressed again, with Chloe Bennet exiting the projects that will branch off of Kenobi and feature a young Ahsoka. Chloe Bennet, of course, was chosen for the role for a while up until recently, when she walked away from Lucasfilm and their plans. However, as of now, Lucasfilm is in the process of hiring actress Laura Harrier from the first Spider-Man film by Disney, who played Liz. Now, Laura is described to portray a younger version of Ahsoka Tano and has already been in the talks with Disney for about a week now, since Chloe Bennet left the project. Now, Lucasfilm is looking for a perfect young version of Ahsoka Tano also. Before all of this, Rosario Dawson was attached to these projects to play a young Ahsoka. However, Dave and Jon had a tough time trying to figure out ways to make Rosario's version of Ahsoka young, with the use of CGI and making her actual shorter in those projects. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second. I think that at the end of the day, it really is going to save them a lot of money to not use extensive CGI on Rosario to make her appear younger, and, techniques to make her appear shorter. I think that they made the right call here. I think that, when you look at everything related to how this is going to be based in between, Episodes 3 and 4, and how they are actually continuing the Kenobi series with the Season 2 and 3 that's going to be officially announced this fall. They are also going to have Ahsoka Tano in those projects. So you have to have somebody that can authentically portray a young version of Ahsoka Tano. Now, just be aware, Rosario was actually attached to all of these projects in between Episodes 3 and 4, but Jon and Dave, they really tried to make it happen. They really tried to make it work. They gave it their all. The techniques were very costly, and not just costly, very, tedious is the best way to describe it. And that kind of, was like a relief. It was like a weight lifted off their shoulders by doing this recast. So first it was Chloe Bennet. She walked away just recently, and now all eyes are on Laura Harrier. Again, if you guys don't know who she is, go ahead and check her out in Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man film. I actually forgot the first name of it. There's No Way Home, of course, which was the latest one. Then you had Far From Home, and I believe the first one's Homecoming. So in Homecoming is when you have the character Liz being portrayed by Laura. So moving past beyond all of this, alright? Now, this actually led to a full-on recast for the character Ahsoka. Now, Rosario was attached to all the projects set in between episodes 3 and 4 that will be announced in the coming months. However, now Laura Harrier is said to have gotten the role as a young Ahsoka, and will be doing a costume test very soon for her role in new projects that will feature her cameos. Now, the plan by Lucasfilm right now is for Laura to obtain the mannerisms of Ahsoka from the animated series, something that John and Dave told Rosario and her version to not do so much in her older years. But with a young version of the character, of course, she will need to watch the series. Now, the continuation of the Kenobi series, alright, is also going to feature this young version of Ahsoka that will now be portrayed by Laura. Disney's big strategy right now is to really explore many of the fan-favorite characters, not just in one era, but in multiple eras of the Star Wars universe, to really create a variety of new, old, and of course, variants of characters that they can actually explore and also use to create more merchandise as well. Now, the costume test for Laura is set to occur sometime next week, with a brand new outfit for Ahsoka Tano. Now, Rosario is described to have been perfectly fine with both Chloe and Laura being cast as Ahsoka Tano, and with Chloe now out, Laura is, of course, the new cast decision. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about this, I mean, when you look at Laura Harrier, alright, I don't know about you guys, but when I look at Laura Harrier, I think that this is a pretty solid choice on a young version of Ahsoka Tano. There's key photos that are online that you can actually go ahead and analyze or look at. I mean, you can see that she can pull it off, but the only thing is, can she pull this off when it comes to mannerisms, when it comes to acting, and when it comes to voice and stuff around those lines, even fighting? That is a big mystery to me. But as far as, the overall general casting decision, I would have to say it's pretty solid. Could they have done better? Absolutely, but I think that we have a solid choice here. That's just my, overall opinion right now. I mean, we have yet to have seen any shred of footage. Really can't judge off of this just yet. But hopefully, and just hopefully, this is going to work for Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, the other thing is this, is that Rosario Dawson is still attached to Star Wars, alright? But she was replaced for many of the projects in between Episode 3 and 4, alright? So in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So, she was replaced, but for those projects specifically. So, like I say, guys, everything between what John and Dave are doing right now is that there's a lot of work being done to really give fans what they have wanted to see for so very long. So anyways, guys, let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.